What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome to my WWE Backlash 2017 predictions video. As always, leave your predictions down in the comments below, and I will get on with this 8-match card coming up this Sunday, only on the network, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, we have the kickoff show. It is Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English. And man, Ty Dillinger debuted in the Superstar Shakeup recently on SmackDown and is already down on the pre-show. That's a shame, but I think there is no reason that I can think of to have Aiden English win this match. Nothing against Aiden English. I just don't see him winning against the perfect 10 Ty Dillinger. So that's the only match announced for the kickoff. I am recording this on Thursday afternoon, so if things change, then I'll miss a thing. But anyway, on to the main card here. We have announced on Talking Smack this week. We have two ex-members of the Wyatt family. I would assume they're both ex-members at this point, considering Bray Wyatt is on Raw. We have Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan, which this has had no build. And it is a shame that Luke Harper is not in a better position after spending all that time helping get this whole Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt thing over, and then promptly vanishing during that stuff, despite having excellent matches with most of the guys that he's faced. So, having these two fight, just, oh, here you go. All of a sudden, they're fighting for reasons beyond anyone's real understanding. And I would hope, fingers crossed, that Luke Harper wins this match, because I don't really see any point in having Eric Rowan win this match. There could be some shenanigans, there could be some nonsense that happens here. It could be a double DQ, it could be a double countout, you don't know. But if you're going to have a clean pinfall and a clean victory, I think Luke Harper is the better of those two, and he definitely deserves better. So moving on, another recently announced match. It is Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin, I would hope, continues on some upward momentum into the upper card, the upper mid-card, and potentially the main event at some point this year. We have Money in the Bank on its way, so that is definitely RKO out of nowhere. Jinder has been hindered. The Singh brothers are not... Wait a minute. It's only supposed to take one, and he hit one and did not put away the Maharaja. Anyway, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin. Now, I would hope this match is being set up to make Baron Corbin just look even better than he already does. I would not put it out of the realm of reality for Sami Zayn to sneak out a win and continue this feud another month, because we're eventually going to build up to Money in the Bank. And I could definitely see both these guys being in Money in the Bank. So, that being said, I think definitely if you have a very just tiny chance, you put over Sami Zayn, and they both end up in that Money in the Bank match in July. July? June? July? One of those two. So yes, Sami Zayn for the win, but just barely. Baron Corbin looks strong here, as he should be looking strong. And a 2 count, and no, a kick out. So, moving on, we have the Usos, who are giving some of the best promos on the show right now, just bar none, because they have passion. They feel like they're pissed off and ready to fight, and a lot of guys just can't do promos like that anymore, which is, how it all used to be back in the day. But they're fighting the #1 contenders for the tag team titles, the Fashion Police, Breezango. And I like Breezango. I think they're doing some hilarious stuff. And I guess they're faces, because they're fighting the Usos, who are heels. And they typically don't have heels versus heels in the business anymore. Or you really shouldn't ever. You should always have a clear, delineated good guy, bad guy dichotomy. There are shades of gray, I understand. But, I think the Usos retain their titles here, because why wouldn't you? There are only 3 belts on the line on this show, and I just don't see any belts really changing hands tonight. But if a belt was going to change hands, it would probably be the tag team titles. I don't think they're going to stop the other two matches, but I'll get to those here in a moment. So, I will say that the Usos retain. Not that I wouldn't want to see the belts on Breezango. I think that'd be hilarious. But I think for the time being, the Usos retain their titles. Now, the biggest, busted wide open. Busted wide open. And then the Orton pose, and then Jinder just no-sells the Orton pose, which is hilarious. The easiest match to call of the evening. And I swear I'm going to say that and then be wrong. But we have the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura, which is kind of a weird thing to call him. But, the punt! He had to punt Jinder to win this match. Just the RKO itself wasn't getting it done. He had to punt him in his bloody face. Wow. Alright. There you go, Randy Orton. And, the Singh brothers doing no help. Randy Orton had to go to that other place in his head to put away the Maharaja, Hardbody Mahal. And there you go. Your winner and still WWE Heavyweight Champion Randy Orton. Alright, where was I? Nakamura Dolph Ziggler should be the easiest shoe-in match of the night because it's the in-ring SmackDown debut of Shinsuke Nakamura. Why would it be anybody else except for Nakamura, who is eventually going to go on and do big things here on SmackDown? Like, there's no reason for Dolph to be here other than making Nakamura look like $1 million. Much like when Nakamura debuted in NXT, and he fought Sami Zayn. He won that match, and Sami Zayn made him look like $1 million. So, Nakamura, that's the easy one. If they do anything else besides have him win, what are they even doing? Why are they even paying him that much money? Like, come on now. Anyway, we move on to the, in pretty much the entire women's roster on SmackDown in one match. It's Naomi, Becky, and Charlotte versus Natalya, Tamina, Carmella with James Ellsworth. It's Carm Ellsworth. The welcoming committee takes on the faces of the SmackDown women's division. This one is going to entirely depend upon whether or not they actually want to keep Charlotte attempting to be a face, or if the rumors of them not being pleased with her quote-unquote face turn and having her go back to being a heel would make sure that she turns on her team. She turns on Becky and Naomi, and then especially Naomi, because she wants her women's title match. So I think that's the story that you tell there, is that you have Charlotte turn on Naomi because she wants her match, and the next pay-per-view they have Charlotte, Naomi for the SmackDown women's title. I don't know why you would do anything else here. And, like, I understand that they usually have, okay, all the faces are friends and all the heels are friends. So you can't have Charlotte, like, you know, be friends with Natalya and Tamina and Carmella, who've been attacking her for weeks. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to have automatically all the faces be friends and all the heels be friends. You don't have to. There's no rule governing that. And I think it'd be smarter if you have Charlotte turn on the team here and then go after Naomi for her title. Anyway, moving on to this match. We have the face of America, the U.S. champion, Kevin Owens. Where is AJ going? Versus the phenomenal AJ Styles. Now, there could be a lot of arguments for AJ Styles winning this match. And again, if they're trying to have AJ be a face here, and they've kind of gone a little bit in that direction since WrestleMania, I don't necessarily agree with it. And it's not necessarily great. They had him as a face when he first came in last year, and it was kind of just middling. I think he makes a way better heel, even if a lot of the crowd will chant his name because he's so phenomenal in the ring. But I don't think you take the U.S. title off of Kevin Owens just yet. Kevin Owens, at the very least, considering that he technically has a guaranteed rematch for the title on Raw that he's never going to get because he's on SmackDown now. At the very least, keep him as the U.S. champ doing this Face of America thing. They made a whole graphic for it, so keep him as the U.S. champ for a little bit longer on SmackDown and have him just run through the mid-card, etc., etc. So, Phenomenal Forum coming up. That brings us to... He's too close. Okay. Our main event. SmackDown proving to be the land of opportunity. It is Randall Keith Orton, Mr. RKO himself, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, versus the Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, Hard Body Mahal, and I'm sure he will have the Singh brothers, aka the Bollywood Boys, in his corner for this match. And there's been a lot of discussion about the land of opportunity and the fact that they're trying to expand into India, and that might be a reason to put the belt on Jinder. And here comes the Miz, who's not on. You're not on the show anymore, Miz. You're on Raw now. What are you doing? There's been a lot of discussion. Whose corner is he in? Whose corner is he in? He's in AJ's corner. Why? Why? I don't even... Alright, sure, fine, whatever. On the apron, like a bum. Pop-up powerbomb. There's been a lot of just discussion about that expansion into India. Never mind that Jinder's actually Canadian, but that's a whole different story. And that didn't do it. That didn't do it, Miz, sorry. And I can see them where they would want to put the belt on him for like a month and just see how it does. But man, I've never seen anybody else go from complete jobber to contender for the world title in that short of a time span. Usually guys go away for a little bit and then come back, and then, you know, they can give them a fresh push or a fresh look or whatever. So, I don't know. I think Randy Orton retains here. And I think the only way that you might see the belt change hands, or you might see some kind of a shenanigans, is the wild card here is Rusev. Because Rusev wants his world title shot, and he won't show up, or he says he won't show up until Money in the Bank. But then he was going to show up on SmackDown, and then he was at a hockey game or something like that, right? So, it would not surprise me to see a surprise from Rusev during this main event, because he wants that shot at that belt. And if costing Randy Orton the belt gives Rusev a shot at the belt later on, I don't know. I feel like they're all going to get thrown into Money in the Bank anyway, so it's kind of whatever. So my official prediction here is Randy Orton to retain, but maybe there's a DQ or something, you know. I don't know that it's going to be clean, considering how many other outside forces there might be at ringside. But hey, they could all get ejected, and then it could be a one-on-one match and whatever. All I know is that I feel kind of bad for Randy and Jinder, because those guys got to follow these guys. And this match is most likely going to be John Cena returning here at Backlash. These guys here are going to be the match of the night. Come on now. Styles Clash onto Kevin Owens. And will that be enough here with John Cena showing up? The referee is very confused. Very confused. John Cena! Wow! But yeah, the fact that Randy Orton and Jinder are the main event on a show that has both Nakamura and Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, there's no way that match is going to live up to those matches in the least. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm done here. I'm attackslug. Put your predictions down in the comments, and I'll see you next time, and every day for more videos right here on this channel. And I'm out.